listen. She can't be doing this crying thing all day long, reminiscing about what went wrong. She says she's a winner, but she looks kind of defeated to me, and as she looks in the mirror, she questions who God's called her to be. She says she looks up to God, but her head's hanging down low, and just to paint a pretty picture of Vincent Van Gogh. When people ask, she says she's good and gives a little nod, instead of sharing the whole truth to help her God. I can see she's struggling with inadequate feelings, frustrated, can't take it to the next level glass ceiling. She's afraid to walk all over her flaws, F-L-A-W meaning. She feels her dreams are way too big, so it's best to stop dreaming. I keep telling her to expect that negativity won't always be expressed to her face. She needs to stop watching others, she needs to be blinded by His grace. Gang signs and prayers, she's covered in layers of fear, doubt and anxiety. She says, some days I feel so lost and my sat-nav ain't saying nothing to me. She knows that God's called her to be great, but this is just how she feels. The devil's got her feeling like a snack box when she's really a 3-course meal. And when all she wants to do is go, she sees red lights everywhere she turns. And while everyone is throwing shade, she still manages to get burned. She writes bars but struggles to raise them up higher. Some days she feels she's been mentally put through the fire. Just like the 3 Hebrew boys, yes, there were 3. How do I know so much about this girl? She's me. I haven't been writing for very long, so this next poem is just about my journey and what I've experienced. It's called Wilt or Bloom. Someone brought me some beautiful flowers once, but they're dead now. Not the person, but the flowers. You see, I always felt that there was greatness in my life, but back then I thought maybe it hadn't quite manifested yet. I can't fully explain it, but it was kind of like something inside of me was letting me know that I wasn't just the average Joe. And this feeling wasn't egotistical, neither was it something mystical. It was kind of like God was letting me know that somewhere down the line, He had a plan for my life. So I found the courage to get up and go, and I pulled out my MacBook Pro and I started to write for the world to see, but that's when all the wilting began for me. I started to question, if I'm royalty, then why isn't it recognised as treason when people wanted to sabotage me for no reason? They talked about me and laughed like I was a stand-up comedian. And they pointed the finger while sitting on the fence, and I couldn't help but take offence, and the pain and embarrassment became so intense that I started to doubt and I lost all confidence in what God had already given to me. Like Ray Charles, I failed to see that I was actually good enough. And then the fear of failing caused me to wilt as I turned myself away from the sun. Now when I say sun, I mean Jesus Christ, the one and only who gives me purpose. But I found myself stuck in reverse when I should have been in first gear, stick to the right path, the sun reminded me. But still I couldn't see who I was really called to be. I wanted change, but I felt stuck and hurt, and the only change I could find was in the bottom of my purse, pounds and pennies, and to make matters worse, if there could be any, everywhere I went, I kept bumping into girls like her. Now, if you don't know who she is, she's that 24-hour face beat, eyebrows on fleek, hair done all sleek, happy every day of the week. She struts around with a perfect bae, looking all like Kim and Kanye. Heads turning all day, no epic fails when she comes to slay. Perfect job and perfect life, bound to be a Stepford wife. Everyone loves her, she's always in demand. And to be honest, I just couldn't stand to be around her. Because she looked like a rose, and next to her, I looked like a dandelion weed. So I started to question, God, why did you even plant this seed? Everything I tried to do turns out to be a mess. Everything that she does turns out to be a huge success. And this made me get frustrated and vexed. And I ended up feeling depressed because I started to feel that I was less than everybody else. And the more I compared myself, the more my leaves started to wilt and die. See, I struggled with comparison, but no one knew because big girls aren't allowed to cry. Especially Christian ones these days. Well, not in public anyways. At the end of this poem, I just want to give some encouragement to anyone who's ever felt some of the things that I've just expressed in my poetry. These are some of the things that I had to learn for myself to build myself up in God. And I hope it encourages you. If you want to be on the winning side and you always seem to lose, maybe like me, you fail to recognise that you have the power to choose. Choose to accept that no matter how hard you try, you won't please everyone around you. So you really don't have any other choice but to Just do you. Even though people doubt your gifts and talents, choose to wait on God for your perfect time to shine. Choose to be honest about your feelings and stop telling people you're doing just fine. Because I've been there and I've suffered in silence, like an abused wife who suffers violence. I just want to provide a little guidance, and I hope I'm not coming across too strident. And every time you feel like you can't make it, and when you start to feel that you're worthless, choose to tell yourself your creator doesn't create anything without a purpose. Choose to stop comparing yourself, because it's all pointless, and believe it or not, someone out there right now is comparing themselves to you, because they don't understand it's an impossible task, because out of 7 billion people in this world, there's only one you. Choose to be bold and step out in faith. Seek God and don't procrastinate. Don't believe me, then try me. I'm correct like the ticks on my Nikes. Don't try anything, just do it. You're talking to somebody who's already been through it. When I felt like breaking down and falling apart, He was the glue that kept me together, and that's why my heart belongs to Him. I'm not trying to preach to you. This is just my truth, so what are you doing to find yours? You have the keys to unlock your potential, so don't worry about closed doors. Because when your time is up, because your time on this earth is through, are people going to say she wilted or she bloomed? Because someone brought me some beautiful flowers once and they're dead now. Thank you.
Wow. Poetry, how can people get more of it, and when are we next going to see you do something?
When you invite me next. I've only just started to put it together, but I'm on Facebook as CSG Publications and Andy Instagram as CSG Publications.
CSG Publications. Just one little thing though that I noticed, you were in London. What were you doing in London? And you were in a recording studio.
Oh, I was trying, well, not trying, I shouldn't say trying, sorry. I'm putting together like a collection of poems and just trying to record them and just give them to anybody, just to encourage anybody who's ever felt some of the things that I felt or experiencing the feelings that I felt. If I can help anybody in any way, I'd like to do it that way.
Amen to that. Chantal Gillespie, bless you. It's been a long way.